So yeah, I thought I'd do a follow-up video to my last video on working on my final year project and learning from mistakes, as I think we should learn from failure, basically. Something I've forgotten to mention, and where challenges and obstacles in life, things not going right, and things when everything seems to go wrong, I guess we should save that as like a learning curve to better ourselves. Like I mentioned, I'm not exactly happy with the way my life turned out. I'm not exactly happy with some of the stuff that happened during my life, and it'd be a lot easier if things go our way. But I guess things not going our way and going the complete opposite, things going against us, is a way of learning from that as a way of improvement, bettering ourselves. And I mentioned in my final year film, I found myself to make plenty of fucking mistakes, too many mistakes, where I didn't know what I was doing at the end of the day. I wasn't experienced as an animation director, as I did animation at uni, like no experience, and kind of just found myself leaving the team to do most of the work for me because I just didn't know what I was fucking doing. I didn't have a clue. But I think I recognised where I went wrong, where really I should have focused on the animatic process and the animation process, plus the editing process, where I get final say on the cut, basically. And I should have probably been the guy editing it mostly, and including pre-production, where I should have been the guy doing most of the things, really, where I ended up doing everything myself anyway, or most of it. But really I should have been the main guy leading it, basically doing most of it, really. I think, as I don't know, I found, but though I recognise where I went wrong, I think the sort of people that I ended up on the course with did not fucking help at all. Even though I do recognise that I probably went wrong, and they probably have a good reason to be pissed off in ways, but it was just a disaster. But that's part of the learning curve. That's, if you recognise where you went wrong, that's how you become a better artist, a better director, a better person in general, I guess. But moving on, I think I'm going to talk more on after leaving uni, after graduating, as I think this video is going to be more about living in a world that doesn't support artistic interests, especially when you're working class. And after university, I found myself being unemployed for a very long time, where I was very stressed out with life. I've got Asperger's as well, so I don't think that would help. Where probably because of previous experiences with university, college, school, a lot of it I crashed and burned, basically. I burnt out, and fell very depressed and didn't really want to do much in life, and it was COVID as well, so that didn't help. And yeah, it was mostly depression. I was isolated, sleeping in all day. Don't I had to go to the job centre, and the job centre and the DWP do not support artistic interests at all. they will push you into stuff that helps the system out, helps them out, where you contribute to the system, where you're a slave to the system. That's what they do. But because of probably having Asperger's, I've got niche artistic interests. And to be honest, when you're working class, you and come from a traditional working class town, most people are not interested in the arts, so you probably won't get supported in it. I find they believe in it's not a realistic ambition. They don't seem to take an interest in it at all. They don't get it. A culture drilled into people that you take normal jobs, be normal, and what you didn't know or who you know wasn't worth knowing. I do think after a period of time when you start to fail and you find you're not getting anywhere with it, you start to lose interest in it. Like Sir Ben Kingsley's character in Hugo, he played a film director called Papa Georges, who's based on George Mellis, who's a real life filmmaker who did Voyager to the Moon and was one of the first people, not the first, but one of the first people in to make films in its infancy, basically. He eventually abandoned his craft and burnt all of his films. Another example is Murray out of the American sitcom The Goldbergs. Wanted to be a puppeteer but lost interest due to the harsh, cruel realities of the real world, so he became more stoic and moody and soulless, and I can see a lot of me in his character, I think, and I can see a bit of my dad in him, probably to a level anyway. There's probably differences. Losing interest, taking niche artistic interests, probably due to having Asperger's, where I probably saw things a bit differently, deciding I don't actually want to do that, like what everyone else is doing, and I'd rather do that instead, which is a normal job. Thinking out of the box, what I see on films and TV. Unfortunately, I do think taking artistic interests was my downfall in life, because normal people don't really have artistic interests. Their mind's more focused on money. Now, and how do I get that money at first opportunity? Because that's how the world works. When you're working class and poor, the arts is seen as more of an upper class game. People with privilege, either born into it or just got very lucky, are successful in that. When you've got a label and you're just seen as disabled, vulnerable, and not capable, but at the end of the day, I've come to understand that my mind works very differently, probably, and it's just that I'm not interested in working boring jobs, unpaid, underpaid, overtaxed, corrupt system. It never interests me. I saw through it. But when you're not interested, you treat it like there is something wrong with you. It doesn't come natural to me. That's why I became depressed. Normal people understand money is the end goal, regardless of how you get it. That's why they are usually willing to do anything for it, or almost anything. Usually the main goal. Anything that doesn't get money is out of the window, other than maybe football and sports. So yeah, I think thinking about it a little bit, although I mentioned a lost interest, and I think having niche artistic interests is pointless. I think maybe the way my life is at the minute is kind of an obstacle. It's a learning curve set up for me to be a better version of myself, I guess. But I don't know if I really believe in spirituality and fate and oh, it was meant to happen for a reason. I don't know if I believe in all that woke nonsense, if you know what I mean. But maybe I could accept that, so because I think it's a bit hypocritical saying that I don't believe it, but I'm, I'm, I'd say I'm a Christian at the minute, so I guess I do believe in that sort of stuff to a level, I guess, where Christianity has supposedly been scientifically proven, but that's going off what somebody else has said. But yeah, that's going off topic, to be honest. So yeah, I think that's some of my opinions on how the system just doesn't support you. Like I think going to the job centre has pretty much set me up for the opposite lifestyle where they want you to do things that helps them out, not what helps me out, if you know what I mean. And that's why it failed, because in my opinion, I think I didn't go to college or uni. I didn't dedicate many years of that to just get a job at fucking Pound Bakery or fucking McDonald's or fucking Subway or just these boring shitty jobs working in an office where there's fucking, don't know, bully culture or what have you there, and doing the job's not enough, where I should have been supported, in my opinion, to do something that I was educated in, because that's what I know, if you know what I mean, where I'd succeed in that. Because I think really the system and the DWP and the job centre do set you up to fail, because I don't think they understand or really care that they're just just sending me the opposite direction. And I guess when you got a label like Asperger's and stuff on your medical history, and when people get involved, I do think they could potentially they just don't help. They see the label and set you up to go the opposite direction rather than helping you succeed in what you're educated in, because that's the system. They don't really understand or care how to do it, you know what I mean? And thinking about it a little bit, I think I could be a bit harsh here, but I had one support worker that pretty much did set me up to go the opposite direction, I think, and where she got me on a load of benefits and everything, and it got to the point where I got enough money to have quite a good life, I guess, a pretty good life where I can do a lot of things. I can save up to even do a lot of fun things. And it got to the point where I thought, what is the fucking point anymore? And the nature of the system and the job system, where it's pretty much next to impossible to get a job, and they don't even support you in really getting a job, I don't think, other than doing boring shitty shit. But even that's hard to get. Where I thought, what is the fucking point? I might as well check out, and I think a lot of people have checked out, where I just can't be arsed anymore. or got depressed and all that about it. And some people have the opinion of, oh, the world doesn't owe you anything, and you get off your arse, you grind your bollocks off, and you work hard just to live in a shitty one bedroom apartment with nothing but a mattress and a few cobwebs. And some people are just in that mindset, and they probably have like groupies, roommates, and probably do a bunch of fucking heroin with each other and all that. And obviously, I just think people like them say things like that to validate their own ego. I don't know if that's the right word to say, where it's an ego boost to them. They literally think they're above you and better than you because they think the normie way, where they're a slave to the system, that are pretty much the sort of people the system wants. They want people to think like fucking robots before robots